private blockchain is a type of blockchain network where only a single authority or organization has control over the network. Well, it seems like it doesn't directly resonate with the main concept of blockchain now, does it? The concept of decentralization. Well, even though private blockchain examples may seem like a centralized network, in reality it can offer partial decentralization. Also, in a network like this, you cannot get an entry without any reason. In reality, this type of network is far suited as the internal technology for an enterprise. Private blockchains are perfectly suitable for companies to safeguard their sensitive information, helping them deal with issues like data theft, identity hack, and so on. Without proper authentication, no one can enter this type of network. To make sure that any company can use blockchain, there are many blockchain companies that are working towards bringing a private version just for the sake of secrecy. For example, Ethereum used to be solely public platform, but now EEA is bringing Ethereum private blockchain with the same features and additional privacy for these high-end companies. And what is the market reaction? Many in the industry feels that private blockchain are not the true blockchain as they are not truly decentralized. Well, that may be true, but the platform does come with all the features except it is only private and not fully decentralized. But for the enterprise companies, a public blockchain isn't that suitable as there is much sensitive information that can get leaked. And so, private blockchains or enterprise blockchains are extremely popular among high-end companies. What are the best features of private blockchain? It gives full privacy. In reality, private blockchain platforms focus mainly on privacy instead of full disclosures. So, if you are interested in a technology where privacy is the greatest concern, then private blockchains are surely for you. On the other hand, an enterprise needs security and privacy because they always deal with cyber attacks. Also, as they are dealing with sensitive information all the time, it makes it difficult to keep everything and everybody at bay. Thus, if a company can use a private blockchain to tighten up its security facilities, then it will be impossible for any hacker to hack into the system. It is also highly efficient. This type of blockchain platform offers the highest level of efficiency. In reality, private blockchain examples can show you that they work much better than traditional public blockchain platforms. And why? Well, it's because in private, only a handful of pre-authorized nodes get an entry. So, there is no way the nodes can take up more resources than usual. But in a public blockchain, there are no limits to the number of nodes. As a result, the system slows down drastically when there are too many participants. But the private network is immune to that issue. It is also scalable. Actually, private platforms are more stable and you will get the best performance out of it. The same goes for scalability. For a business to work efficiently, it should be scalable. So, with time, it has to grow as well. But in a public blockchain, when the network starts to grow after a certain time, it starts to slow down as well. This is called a scalability issue. But private networks seem to be past this issue as it can grow but not slow down in any case. More so, this results in reduced fees, faster transactions, and so on. The architecture is robust. In reality, private networks have one of the robust network structures at the moment. They are made to be resilient to any issues. That's why they come with a good level of security protocols that helps to keep malicious activities at bay. In some of the platforms, you may even see firewall type features that protects all the information within the ledger from outside and insider presence. Now, why use this type of blockchain? It saves resources. If you look at private blockchain examples, you will see that these platforms are saving a lot of resources. In reality, maintaining a private system is fairly simple and doesn't need that much attention. Thus, they take up only a handful of resources from public blockchain platforms, thereby saving a lot of money and manpower that needs for these solutions. Comparing to other efficient technologies like this, it's the cheapest. Fees is also much lower. In this network, you can transact with the minimum fees. Most of the time, you may not even need a fee to begin with. In reality, this is completely a great reason to start with private blockchains. Also, these blockchains in many cases don't have a native token for the network. Thus, any kind of negative impact that cryptocurrencies may bring won't be here. It does come with some regulations when compared to public blockchains. Another good reason to use this network is the regulations. All the private blockchain examples in the real world revolve around regulations. Actually, enterprise companies can't work without a regulatory system. And so, there should be a proper way to perform certain tasks, and not following the rules will result in consequences. Thus, it assures more security for the participants. Entry of an illegal party is completely negated. This is one of the benefits of using private blockchain, as it does not offer any scope for any unknown third party to enter the network. Thus, it makes sure that no one can use the channel for their illegal activities. Unlike public blockchain, private blockchain takes this issue seriously, as it can hamper the reputation of the company. Empowering enterprise organizations. Unlike public blockchain, private blockchain platforms are more focused towards companies or organizations. These do not want to empower the users, but rather the company as a whole. Now that we have covered both public and private types of blockchains, let us take a look at one another type that is gaining prominence. They are federated blockchains, also called consortium blockchains sometimes. Federated blockchains operate under a leadership of a group. As opposed to public blockchains, they do not allow any person with access to the internet to participate in the process of verifying transactions. Federated blockchains are faster, scalable, and provide more transaction privacy. Consortium blockchains are mostly used in the banking sector. The consensus process is controlled by a pre-selected set of nodes. For example, one might imagine a consortium of 15 financial institutions, each of which operates a node and of which 10 must sign every block in order for the block to be valid. The right to read the blockchain may be public or restricted to the participants. Some of the examples of federated blockchains are Arthikoda for banks, EWF for energy sector, and B3I for insurance sector. The possible impact of these type of blockchains could be reduced transaction costs and data redundancies, and replaces legacy systems, simplifying document handling and getting rid of semi-manual compliance mechanisms. In that sense, it can be seen as equivalent to SAP in the 1990s, reduces cost but not disruptive. Well, can we close this session without comparing the public and private blockchains? I guess not. Also, I would like to share with you all few basic steps to follow or questions to answer while selecting what type of blockchain you might want to use. The access in public blockchains is open, read and write, whereas in private or federated it is controlled or permissioned. The speed in public is slower as compared to that of private. The security or consensus mechanism used in public ranges from POW to POS to DPoS to some other consensus mechanisms, whereas in private it is pre-approved participants. The identity of participants in public is anonymous or pseudonymous. as compared to the known identities in private. The assets or tokens in public are native assets or dedicated or linked to a specific public blockchain like Ether for Ethereum, Bitcoin for Bitcoin, etc. Private blockchains, on the other hand, can use any asset. Let us look at the decision tree to decide what type of blockchain to be used. Question 1. How many copies of ledgers is needed for the business? If only one, then use the traditional ledger. If multiple, then answer the next question, which is, who can see the ledger? Owner group. Case for a permissioned or private shared ledger like bank chain. Anyone? Answer the next question, which is, who maintains the integrity of the ledger? Owners and validated users. Again, a case for permissioned or private shared ledger like Ripple or Hyperledger. Anyone? Case for a public permissionless ledger like Bitcoin or Ethereum.